Hi, I'm Carly with Close to My Heart, and I can't wait to show you our Sangria collection. This paper packet, the assortment, and the compliments coordinate perfectly for beautiful, timeless artwork. Let's take a closer look at some of the details of Sangria. Now, for some of us, autumn is in full swing, and these B&T or background and texture papers are perfect for the season. With their earthy tones and their beautiful designs, the great thing about these papers is that they're not just made for autumn. Because the colors are so bright and the patterns are so usable, you really can use these papers on any project. One of the other awesome things about the Sangria collection is that it is a full collection. So to go with those background and texture papers, you also get this great suite of complements. Let me pull these apart so you can see them better. One of my favorite elements are these die-cut vellum pieces. They're just falling off here. And it's kind of tricky to see them here, so let me show you what they look like on one of the papers. My favorite thing about them, well, this one's actually my favorite, is this little sparrow. But when you put it on a piece of the B&T or even on a piece of cardstock, it pops away and you can still see a little bit of the pattern behind it because it's vellum. So that's one of my favorite features of the vellum die cuts. But they aren't the only ones. There's actually craft die cuts too, which is awesome because they've got that nice earthy tone and they work really well with the vellum. So they help when you're clustering. And the last part of the complements are these stickers. And you can see that they have those same beautiful, bright, vibrant colors. And they have great words like father, mother, but they're also made of this nice, heavy material. So they add a good, thick layer to any of your artwork. That's not all that comes in the suite though. There's also the Sangria assortment, and you can see that it comes in different variations of flowers. They're all adhesive backed and they're all different sizes. So again, it helps when you're clustering with your complements or with your B&Ts or with these great epoxy gems that are also adhesive backed. They come in 3 different colors that coordinate perfectly, and they also come in 3 different sizes. So again, you can go ahead and create fun little textural clusters on any piece of artwork that you have. One of the other great things is that it also has this poppy extra thick twine that comes with it. And it's almost like a baker's twine, but it's just a solid color and it's nice and thick. So again, you can add all kinds of great fun elements to your artwork. Now let me show you some artwork created with the Sangria collection. This framed page really displays the fun variety that you get in this paper packet with the tiled papers. So you can see that I've made kind of a quilt pattern and I've used every single one of the background and texture papers that come in the paper kit because they all work together. But one of the other great things about our background and texture papers is that even if a color isn't necessarily represented in the paper kit, you can still add whatever colors you want to make it your own. So because the photo that I have on my page has some green in it, I actually went ahead and I added some green ink when I used the Friend Tree stamp set to add a little bit of extra and pull my photo in and make it all tie together. Now, one of the other things that I've done with the Friend Tree stamp set is I've made a couple of little tiles so that it all pulls together, but then I've also rocked and rolled it and added it here on my title so that it draws a little bit of attention there without pulling away from the focus on my photo. So as you can see, even with the great assortment and the epoxy gems, it all just comes together to create a beautiful piece of artwork. Now on this other page, put that back over here, I've used that same rock and roll technique right down here. So I used pomegranate and poppy to get the 2 colors on this leaf. And then I also used canary and sunset to get the 2 colors on these leaves. And I think that that really helps represent the great changing colors of the fall leaves. And we are seeing a lot of that here at our home office. So I wanted to pull that in from the photo. You can also see that I've used a couple of stamp sets for the title here. And using 2 different fonts, it's a really easy way to add a lot of interest to any piece of artwork. So you can see here, I've used the inked alphabet as well as Jennifer's hand. And again, it's just a great way to add interest to any piece of artwork. Now I also have my cute hello sentiment here. And the great thing about this sentiment is that I went ahead and I cut a piece from our Cricut Artistry collection and then I stamped on it. And that makes a lot less work for me. So I'll give you a minute to have one more look at my great page here with my epoxy gems and all the fun details. But then I want to show you a card that really shows how Sangria can work in any season. So again, it's not a fall theme. It just is a fun little sending you lots of love card. So there's not a hint of autumn here. It's just a little envelope using the eggplant square B&T paper. And the envelope was actually created using our Cricut Artfully Sent collection. I'll show you that. Now the great thing about the envelopes, I'm just going to move my card over here, is when you cut them on the Cricut, I'll flip it to this side because it shows better against the black, it actually scores it while it cuts it. So all you need to do is go along the pre-scored lines. And I'm just going to give an initial fold here, but then I'll go ahead and fold the sides in. And that's why I have my bone folder here, so I can make sure I have nice crisp lines and great places to put my adhesive so that my envelope comes together the way I want it to. You can see how quick and easy that was to bring that cute little envelope together. And then all I've done is add a little heart and some sponging on the edge. But something else I want to show you is this great stamp set. It's called For Family. And because it can be personalized to any project, it's one of my favorites. So let me grab that and I'll show you that. So here's my stamp set. And you can see it's already been well loved. It's got a little bit of ink on it. And then you've got your foam piece that comes with the stamp. Don't throw that away. I'll tell you why in a minute. But let me show you the stamp. I'll give you a good look at that. You can see there's this fun little swipe. And some people might not know exactly what to do with that when they first get this stamp. But I want to show you why this brushstroke is a fun little way to highlight the important words on your projects, like I've done here. So I'll take my foam mat, get my paper, and then I just need my ink pads. I've got cocoa and poppy. And you can see how vibrant the poppy ink is? This is actually second generation stamped, and I'll explain what that is. I have a little extra piece here. So I'm just going to peel my stamp off, add it to my block. So this is my scratch paper here. And to get a second generation stamp, what you do is ink up your, I'll do this here so you can see. You ink up your stamp, and then you want to stamp it off once on a scratch paper. See how vibrant that is? And then stamp it on your project. So you can see the difference. That's first generation poppy as it comes straight from the ink pad. But I wanted it to be a little bit lighter, and so I did second generation. Then, once I have that stamped, I'm actually going to flip it around here. Take my little brush stroke off. And then there's lots of great sentiments here that you can pick from. If you wanted to, you could do the hello and use the brush stroke as an underline, but I'm actually going to go with the lots of love. I'll just place that on my block here. And then I've got my cocoa ink. I'll ink it up, and then because the blocks and the stamps are all see-through, I can see exactly where I want it to line up, and I stamp it right there on my swipe. It's just that easy. And then I can load up my sending you and stamp that right above it. So you really can build any sentiment or any card that you want to using any inks or anything that you want. And then you can use the background and texture paper to make the cute little envelope or add any details that you want to the projects that you're working on. I hope you are as in love with Sangria as I am. Follow our Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, and blog at makeitfromyourheart.com for more fun artwork this month highlighting the Sangria collection. And share your own artwork using the hashtag CTMHSangria so we can see the fun projects you've come up with. For more information on the Sangria collection and other products featured in this video, contact your Close to My Heart independent consultant. And if you don't have a consultant, go to closetomyheart.com to find one near you.